Greetings, my peeps, and welcome to the All Things Basketball Podcast with your boy GD. In this episode, part 2 of my Week 8 recap, we'll talk about the NBA Cup Final. We'll preview that. Also, guys, we'll talk about the latest injuries and the returns. Oh, I mentioned that. Performances of the week. Also, a fine that was given during the week. And then, if I can, I want to talk about these 3 point guards. ESPN talked to various GMs and so forth. So I want to see if I could squeeze in that conversation also. So all that and more. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Okay, guys, it's your boy GD back with the All Things Basketball with GD podcast. And guys, we are in the midst of week 9, which means NBA Cup Final. We finally got to the finals, so I'll give you a little preview of that. And also, like I said, the injuries, also performances of the week. There's a fine that was levied, and I want to try and get to this topic here because I saw ESPN talk about this, so I wanted to bring that to the forefront. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So we have the 2 finalists for the NBA Cup that's taking place in Las Vegas, and your representatives are the San Antonio Spurs and my New York Knicks. Yes. So how did they get here? San Antonio in the quarters, they played the Lakers, played them in LA, by the way. They went to LA and they pretty much rocked them. The final score was 132 to 119. In that game, Stephon Castle, he's been back for a couple of weeks now. 30 points, 10 rebounds, or check that. 30 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds for him. So he led the way for the Spurs. A lot of balanced scoring there. On the losing side, Luka gets 35 points along with 8 assists and 5 rebounds. LeBron James, 19 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 blocks. It was Austin Reaves who was ice cold in that game. So there you go. But the biggest story there, the bench. 48 points and 21 rebounds for the Spurs bench. The Lakers bench, only 31 points and 6 rebounds. So bench comes and shows up in that game. So they move on to the semifinals. And there they face the vaunted Oklahoma City Thunder. And being that it's on a neutral court, it kind of gives you a chance. And chance they got. They won that. It was a very entertaining game. I watched it, guys. Very close game. But San Antonio pulls it out in the end. 111 to 109. In a game where, again, balanced scoring, guys. Devin Vassell, he led the way, 23 points. He dropped 4 threes on them, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And you got 22 points from 3 guys, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, and Victor Wembanyama, who's back, by the way. So all of them dropped 22 points in that game. And then on the losing side, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 29 points, and it wasn't your typical SGA game. I mean, he did shoot over 50%, but barely over 50%, which is unlike him. 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He did have 5 turnovers, guys, so definitely a un-SGA-like game. But San Antonio, they get the win, guys, and they move on to the finals, where they'll face the New York Knicks. How the Knicks got there? They went up to Toronto, guys, in the quarterfinals and beat them 117-101 in a game where Jalen Brunson, he's been an absolute monster lately. 35 points. He dropped 6 threes in the game, along with 4 assists. Josh Hart, who's now been put in the starting lineup, guys. Mike Brown has gone that route where he's starting Josh Hart now. 21 points. And he dropped 4 threes in the game. 6 rebounds and 4 assists for him. Karl-Anthony Towns with a double-double, 14 points and 16 rebounds. And then for Toronto, Brandon Ingram, he's been balling for them. 31 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals, but in a loss. So the Knicks advance and head to Vegas, where they face their old nemesis, at least this season, Orlando Magic. And in that game, that's a game I watched as well. The Knicks prevail. It wasn't as stretched out as the score looks, 132-120. It was pretty close, but it was in the fourth quarter where the Knicks pulled away. Otherwise, it was a very close game, guys. Jalen Brunson, he drops a 40-piece, guys, in Vegas. Wow. 8 assists, 4 rebounds for him. Great game. Karl-Anthony Towns, he goes crazy. 29 points, 8 rebounds. OG Anunoby has a fantastic game. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals for him. And gets the win. And on the losing side, Jalen Suggs led the way with 26 points, 7 assists. He did leave the game in the fourth quarter with a bit of a hit pointer. So, we'll see what happens as far as the news with that goes. And then Paolo Banchero, 25 points and 8 rebounds. So, there you go. Now you have your matchup in Vegas in the finals. San Antonio versus New York. Key matchups for me, I think it's going to be OG on Wembanyama. I think you'll see that to start. Maybe a Karl-Anthony Towns slides to him, but I think it'll mostly be OG on him. And then as far as the guards go, I think Jalen Brunson versus De'Aaron Fox will be a sight to see, guys. That's going to be a premier matchup right there. I think the guy who gets the advantage, I think their team wins. And then you probably see Mikal Bridges on a Stephon Castle. This way you slow the young man down with a wing who can do that. And that's what Mikal provides. So I think if you go that route, if you're Mike Brown, you like your chances. So, but I think key for the Knicks, their bench has to match San Antonio's bench because you got guys over there. Wemby was coming off the bench, by the way, in that semifinals. So will he be inserted in the starting lineup? Could very well be. So if that's the case, somebody got to slide out of there. Who they'll be, who knows? But they have a strong bench led by Keldon Johnson. He's a guy who can light it up coming off your bench. So, again, they have a strong bench. The Knicks bench is going to have to show up. Jordan Clarkson, you're going to need a big Jordan Clarkson game. That's for sure. So, I'm going to predict the Knicks taking the NBA Cup, guys. I think Captain Clutch is going to come through for us and the Knicks get the win. That's how I'm calling it. So there you go. All right, guys. So with that said, let us move on. Injuries, guys. Let's talk about that. And speaking of, like I mentioned, Victor Wembanyama back for the San Antonio Spurs. He returned after missing 12 games with the calf injury. And he played in that semifinals, like I said, in Vegas, where he got the 22 points. And then also in that game, Isaiah Hartenstein, he comes back, guys, after missing 6 games. And he missed 6 games with a calf injury. You're going to hear calf injury a lot in these reports here. So just bear that in mind. So he came back for them. But again, it's a loss for OKC, but a win for San Antonio. So there you go. So both teams get their big men back, respectively. So let us move on. Steph Curry, he's back, guys. As I predicted last week, I said he'll be back probably on December 12th, and lo and behold, he returned. Missed 5 games with that quad injury, guys. Thankfully, with the NBA Cup stuff, he got to rest a bit more, so that kind of helped things. He did come back to a loss, though, at home to the Minnesota Timberwolves, guys. So Steph Curry's back. He played 32 minutes, scored 39 points, guys, coming back. Wow. Dropped 6 threes in that game, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, but in a loss, guys. Then for Minnesota, they actually played that game without Anthony Edwards. So Julius Randle led the way, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. And then Rudy Gobert, he's been kind of hot lately. 24 points and 14 rebounds for the big man from France. So there you have it. All right, let us move on. Derik Lively II, guys, for the Dallas Mavericks. Unfortunately, he will miss the rest of the season. He's going to have foot surgery, guys. He only played 7 games for them, so kind of a blow for them. Definitely a blow for them, not having Lively in there. So more than likely, you're going to see a Daniel Gafford, who's had his injury problems of his own. So that's one thing. And then also remember, Anthony Davis, he'll probably have to slide over to the 5 every now and again. And you know he has an injury history as well. And they still have Dwight Powell, who can play your 4 or your 5. So tenuous times for the Mavericks, especially at the center position. So, but Derik Lively out for the rest of the season with the foot. Let us move on. Zach Edey, he was starting to get hot, guys, but unfortunately for Zach Edey of the Memphis Grizzlies, he's going to be out for at least a month, guys. And he's going to be out with an ankle injury. Now, guys, the beginning of the season, the first 13 games, he missed that because of an ankle injury. So he plays 11 games, and here we are again with the ankle. So he's going to be out at least a month, guys, unfortunately for him. So tough break, that's for sure. So probably a guy like, because at the moment he was averaging over 13 and a half points per game, over 11 rebounds. He was shooting 63.3% from the field, guys. Good gracious. So, yeah, but he's going to be out, guys. So a guy like Santi Aldama, he'll probably benefit from that situation as far as that goes. But tough break for them guys. So what can you do? So Zach Edey out for a month with a second ankle injury. Let us move on. Good news for Grizzlies. Ja Morant's back. And he's back after being out 10 games with what kind of injury? Calf injury. And he came back to a December 12th loss at home to the Utah Jazz, for crying out loud. A game where he played 25 minutes, scored 21 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds. So Ja Morant back for the Memphis Grizzlies. So we'll see how that goes. Let's continue. Austin Reaves for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's going to be out at least a week, guys. With what? Calf. A calf strain, guys. So Austin Reaves, who has been in kind of a slump as of late, but he strains his calf. He does this in the NBA Cup quarterfinals where they played the San Antonio Spurs. So he's going to miss at least a week. So right now they're starting in his place Marcus Smart. So you'll see him. You'll see Dalton Connect probably get some minutes as well as a byproduct of this. But Austin Reaves, who, the season overall, he's playing well. He's just slumped as of late. And then you have this injury. So tough break. But a week. So hopefully you'll see him sooner than later. So there you go. But Austin Reaves, out a week. Calf strain. Let's continue. Evan Mobley for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's going to miss 2 to 4 weeks, guys, with a calf strain. So another player with a calf strain. This time, Evan Mobley. So in the interim, you'll see guys like DeAndre Hunter. You'll see him there. You'll also see the kid Wade there. You'll see him as well. Jalen Tyson. You'll see him. So tough break for Mobley, who, he's part of their big three over there between Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, who's been in and out of the lineup himself. Now you're going to be missing Mobley, missing some time. So probably more of the onus will fall on Jared Allen to step up the offense there. So, but yeah, so Evan Mobley out 2 to 4 weeks, calf strain. Let us continue. Zion Williamson, he's back for the New Orleans Pelicans, guys. And he missed 6 games, guys, with a calf strain. No. Everybody else been a calf strain. But him, he had an abductor injury. And he came back for December 14th, a win on the road against the Chicago Bulls, guys. In that game, he played 27 minutes, scored 18 points, and 6 rebounds. So Zion Williamson back for the moment with the New Orleans Pelicans, but with his injury history, that's tenuous. So, but nonetheless, he's back. Zion Williamson from a abductor injury. Let's continue. Let us stay in New Orleans. Jordan Poole. He returned after missing 18 games, guys, with a quad injury. And he came back for a December 11th win at home versus the Portland Trail Blazers in a game where he's coming off the bench now, guys. It seems like over there they're dedicated to playing Jeremiah Fears, guys, as their starting point guard. So Jordan Poole coming off your bench. 26 minutes, 22 points. So So, of course, he's going to hoist them up. So maybe coming in with the second unit will give them opportunities to score the ball and all those sort of things. So, but Jordan Poole back for the New Orleans Pelicans after missing 18 games with the quad injury. Let us continue. Kristaps Porzingis. He's going to be out at least 2 weeks, guys, with an illness. They haven't disclosed what it is, so all we can say is illness. So, in the interim, Onyeka Okongwu will be the direct benefactor, if you will, while Porzingis is out. And he's a guy I have in fantasy, and I look forward to throwing him out there every chance I get because he's a player who can fill up your stat sheet if giving the proper minutes, and he'll get them. So nonetheless, Kristaps Porzingis going to miss at least 2 weeks with an illness. So there you go. And the last one, Zach LaVine. He hurt his ankle, guys. He hurt his ankle in a December 14th game at Minnesota. In the third quarter, it happened, guys. So the diagnosis, as far as that goes, right now, let's see if I have anything new to say about that. Go back. 1 second. This just came down, guys, today. Zach LaVine. He's going to be out at least a week. He'll be reevaluated thereafter. But it's an ankle injury, guys. So they're not saying they're saying it's a moderate ankle sprain. So thankfully it's not a high ankle sprain. That's some time you're going to miss with that. But thankfully it's only moderate. So we could see him much sooner if that's the case. But they're being cautious, guys. They're playing this the right way. So right now, Zach LaVine out a week with an ankle sprain. So there you go. All right, guys. So that is enough for that. Let us move on. Performances of the week, guys. We will talk about, let's start with Russell Westbrook for the Sacramento Kings. 24 points, 14 rebounds, 13 rebounds, 14 assists. Thus getting his 4th triple-double of the season, and that would be number 207 for him. So he continues to add on to his illustrious career, Russell Westbrook. He does it in a loss, though, guys, on December 8th at the Indiana Pacers, guys. In a game where Andrew Nembhard has a fantastic game, 28 points, 12 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. And Ben Mathurin with a nice game, 25 points, 6 rebounds. He drops 4 threes in the game. But Russell Westbrook continues to make history. His 4th triple-double of the season. Let us move on. Anthony Edwards, guys, for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He drops a 40-piece on the Phoenix Suns. He does it in a loss, though, guys, on December 8th to the Phoenix Suns. And in that game, Mark Williams, their center, leads the way with 22 points and 7 rebounds. But Anthony Edwards with a 40-piece. Let us continue. Derik Queen for the New Orleans Pelicans. One of the few bright spots for them, guys. He scores 33 points along with 10 rebounds and 10 assists for his first triple-double of his career, guys. Derik Queen has been playing well as a rookie, guys. So much so they're already saying, listen, he's going to stay in the starting lineup. So even with Zion coming back, he's going to be in there. You could play him at the 5. That's the kind of player he is. So, and this happens in a loss, though, to San Antonio, guys. In a game where Harrison Barnes, 24 points, lead the way. He drops 4 threes with that. And then also in that game, Trey Murphy III, 32 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals in that game. So, Derik Queen, a name you're going to hear throughout this season, especially when there's talk of Rookie of the Year. He'll be in the conversation at least. Derik Queen. Let us move on. Kevin Porter Jr., guys. He drops a triple-double for the Milwaukee Bucks. 18 points, 13 assists, and 10 rebounds, guys. Oh, by the way, Derik Queen, he had 4 blocks along with that triple-double. I'm just saying. Wow. But Kevin Porter with the triple-double in a December 11th win against the Boston Celtics, guys. So Kevin Porter Jr. making hay, guys, for the Bucks. Also, Kyle Kuzma in that game, 31 points, 6 rebounds, and then Bobby Portis Jr., 27 points. He drops 5 threes in the game, too, and 10 rebounds for the double-double. On the losing side, Jaylen Brown with 30 points. Let us continue. Nikola Jokic, 36 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals for the Denver Nuggets as they get the win on December 11th at the Sacramento Kings, guys. So Nikola Jokic, 2 assists away from the triple-double, but a monster game nonetheless. Peyton Watson, who's been playing well for them, 21 points for the Nuggets. Jalen Johnson, another stellar week for him, guys. 19 points, 12 assists, 11 rebounds, throw in 2 steals with that. But it's in a loss, guys. A loss to the Detroit Pistons in Detroit, guys, on December 12th for the Atlanta Hawks. And on the winning side for Detroit, Isaiah Stewart with a nice game, 17 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds for him. And then a couple of nights later, Jalen Johnson, 12 points, 12 assists, 10 rebounds. So back-to-back back-to-back triple-doubles again for Jalen Johnson. But this time in a win on December 14th against the Philadelphia 76ers, guys. Also in that game, Dyson Daniels with a double-double, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. And Onyeka Okongwu, guys, 20 points, 15 rebounds. So he has a double-double. And mind you, he's, again, playing in the place of Kristaps Porzingis. So he's going to put up numbers, guys. So there you go. And then for Philly, Paul George with his best game of the season, 35 points. He dropped 7 threes in that game. Speaking of Philly, Joel Embiid. He has a season high of 39 points, along with 9 rebounds. And he does it in a December 12th win against the Indiana Pacers, guys. A game where you didn't have Tyrese Maxey. He was out. So Joel Embiid showing you flashes of the old Joel Embiid there. Paul George with a nice game, 23 points. He drops 4 threes, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. On the losing side, Pascal Siakam, 20 points and 5 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell, he drops 48, guys. Wow. He has 8 threes in that game. Good gracious. 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals in a December 12th win at the Washington Wizards, guys. So Donovan Mitchell goes crazy. Evan Mobley, the last game he would play before the diagnosis about the calf strain, 23 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. And then for the Wizards, Bob Carrington, 27 points. He drops 5 threes along with that. 8 assists, 6 rebounds in the loss, though. And then the final one, Keyonte George, guys, for the Utah Jazz, who's having a magnificent season. 39 points. That's a career high for him, guys. He drops 5 threes in the game, 8 assists, 6 rebounds in a win, a rare win for Utah on December 12th at the Memphis Grizzlies. So there you go. Lauri Markkanen, 26 points, 9 rebounds. Jusuf Nurkic with a double-double, 13 points, 17 rebounds. Wow. 7 assists. And then for the Grizzlies, Santi Aldama, I told you he's going to benefit while Zach Edey's out. 22 points. He drops 4 threes along with 7 rebounds. So there you go. All right, guys, that's it for that. Let's just move on. Fines, guys. Desmond Bane, and I saw this game. It was against the New York Knicks on December 7th. In the fourth quarter, crazy sequence, guys. He was coming down, and the ball was coming off, and he was trying to save it somehow because OG Anunoby goes and tries to lay it up, and shot comes off. He gets his hands on it, and then, like I said, he just throws the ball. I thought it was dodgeball, the way he threw it at OG Anunoby. I thought it was dodgeball, for Pete's sakes. And he was assessed a flagrant for that, guys. And then not only that, he got a flagrant, the league would look at, of course, review it and say, you know what? We got to hit him with a fine too. $35,000 for throwing the ball with force at an opponent. Then there was words exchanged after him and OG, but they eventually squashed it. Desmond Bane kind of tried to explain himself, and I guess it was legitimate enough for OG to let it go. So, but the league didn't let it go. $35,000 he must pay for the fine. So there you go. All right, guys, let us move on. Now, I wanted to broach this subject here. ESPN, they were talking to some general managers, some executives, scouts, and all the things there. And they were talking about these 3 players. I thought it was fascinating. They were talking about Ja Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies, Trae Young, who's still out, by the way, playing with the Atlanta Hawks, and LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets. So, they were asked what is the trade value for these 3 players? Then you have one executive in the Western Conference say he's a pain in the behind, injury prone, not that good anymore. Somebody else says either you're declining at a rapidly fast rate or you've quit on the coach. So, stinging indictment. And given the fact that the team currently has a 12-14 record, I thought they'd be much better, guys, to be honest with you. I thought he would grow up and straighten up and fly right, but that hasn't been the case. Then another one says, has Ja already lost his pop? When's the last time he put his chin above the rim? So, he's kind of guy who plays with reckless abandon. So, and just on and on about him. Yeah, so he's not seen in a high light. It seems, especially amongst the Western Conference, the front offices in Western Conference. So, but here's one guy he hasn't given up on him. It's a gamble, but I truly believe that Ja will be fine at his next stop. But the Grizzlies are going to have to move Ja. They don't have a choice. And I kind of alluded to that, especially when the stuff went down early in the season here. So I think they will move on from him. What kind of trade you're going to get, we'll see. So this is about LaMelo Ball now. Definitely one of the top 3 most talented guards in the league. But every scouting report I write on him has the word Globetrotter in it. In other words, he's a guy who's not taking basketball seriously. He'll get his numbers. Does he make the team better? No one ever questioned the talent. It's just he's so unserious. Can I trust LaMelo in the playoffs and in games that matter late in the season? We just don't know. Which, there's validity there because have we even seen LaMelo Ball in a postseason play? I mean, I don't believe he's made playoffs since he's been in the league. So that's a legitimate concern. Very legitimate. Let's see. So I'm not talking out of school here. Hang on a second. Yeah, he's played in an All-Star game, but he hasn't played in the postseason. So, do we even know how he looks when, it's a game, that really matters has to be played? So, there's that. Somebody said he takes the same shots that he took in high school. Nothing's changed. I actually thought early in the year he was going to be given more of an honest effort defensively, but the offensive side looked like nothing has changed. So that was an assistant coach who said that. And one scout said, I don't think you can win anything with LaMelo. So there you go. So he's not seen in a favorable light. Let us move on. Trae Young. He's just small and doesn't play any defense. He might be the ultimate floor raiser, which has its values, but he's definitely imperfect. His offensive impact is so great. And then one GM said, of the 3, he wouldn't want any of them. Wow. So they all might have negative value. That's what exec said. So I raise all of this to say, do I see where one of these 3 players are traded before season's end? And I say I could see a scenario where all three are traded, to be honest with you. Where would they go? I don't know. Like, it would be very interesting. Straight up Trae Young for LaMelo Ball trade would be very interesting. The only problem with that is they're in the same division. So I don't see that happening at all. Could I see a LaMelo go to like a Memphis for a Ja Morant? That's possible. Could I see a Trae Young go there and you bring back Ja Morant? Possible. And the problem with all three of those, you don't really have a veteran guard there. Because I still say that's the issue, at least for me, with Ja Morant. He doesn't have like a veteran guard presence there who can kind of usher him along, so to speak. Then at this stage of his career, is he willing to take advice from an older player at this point? I don't know. But yeah, so I can see a scenario where all three are traded. But also, too, guys, these are three players that's making a lot of money. Making a lot of money. In fact, I'll tell you their salaries. Let's see. These are three players making a bunch of money. Let's look. Let's look and see. LaMelo Ball making about 38 million. Ja Morant almost 39 and a half. What is Trae Young making? Trae Young about 46 million. So there's scenarios where you can do a trade. You probably have to add pieces along the way to make it work, but yeah, I'll put it out there. I could see all three of them being on the move by the trade deadline. I could see it. I could see it. Because think about it. Atlanta's doing what they're doing without the services of Trae Young. I think they just need a point guard who's a distributor there, who can kind of take the ball out of the hands of Jalen Johnson. Although, if you have him in fantasy basketball, you love what he's doing. But yeah, that's why the Ja thing kind of makes sense for Atlanta, because say what you want about Ja, he's going to distribute the ball. Well, Trae does too. It's just, you have to accept his shooting percentage, which isn't always the greatest. Then again, when you talk shooting percentage, let's see what Ja's shooting percentage looked like. Because with Trae, it's going to be in the low 40s, if not even under that. So that's the deal with him. As far as Ja goes, actually his shooting percentage is pretty bad right now. So Yeah. Would it improve once he came over to Atlanta with the guys they have? Yeah, probably could. Probably could. But he would definitely have to reinvent himself coming to Atlanta. I'm of the opinion, like the one guy said, I think in a different place, a different situation, that he will, I want to say he'll be the model citizen, but I think he'll play with a chip on his shoulder. He's 26, so very young, not nearing his prime yet, but pretty close to it. So, yeah, I'm a believer that he does need a change of scenery. I think he does. So, uh, hey, we'll see what happens. Yeah, but nonetheless, so that was kind of on my mind and in my thoughts as far as that goes. So there it is. All right, then the last item here I'll talk about is GD's top five. So GD's top five, we will start with number 5. And they're a new addition onto my list, the San Antonio Spurs, in light of them making the NBA Cup Finals. 18-7, guys. 3 straight wins for them. You got Wemby back just in time, guys. So this team could kind of take off now. But very on the low, guys. Mitch Johnson doing a fantastic job over there, not being spoken about. Mitch Johnson, the coach for the San Antonio Spurs, he was the one who Greg Popovich groomed to be the heir apparent, and it looks like he's doing a fantastic job over there now, guys, with the guys that he has. Mitch Johnson, a guy who, if things bode well for them as the season goes on, deserves to be a candidate for Coach of the Year. But the San Antonio Spurs, my number 5 team on GD's top 5. Let's continue. Number 4, my New York Knicks, also at 18-7. They won 5 straight, guys. So Knicks getting hot at the right time. Not too far away from the Spurs, who are not the Spurs, the Pistons, who are the top team right now. 2.5 from the Pistons, guys. 2.5 games from the top spot in the East. So Pistons, will they come back down to earth? It seems like it. They didn't have all that great a week last week, although, well, they kind of ended it well because they're won 4 in a row. But the Knicks are coming on, guys. 2.5 games, so they're within distance. So my New York Knicks, the number 4 team on my list. Number 3, the Denver Nuggets at 18-6, guys. 4 straight wins for the Nuggets. Still operating without Aaron Gordon, without Christian Braun. Somehow they're doing it. They're keeping their head above water, guys. They've won 4 straight. So the Denver Nuggets and David Adelman, another coach that's doing a fine job given the circumstances. But Denver Nuggets, my number 3 team. Number 2, the Detroit Pistons. Just talked about them. 21 right now, 20-5, 3 straight wins, and playing well. JB Bickerstaff, another guy you can have the conversation for sure about as far as Coach of the Year goes. So, yeah. Detroit Pistons still atop of the East and holding firm as of this moment. My number 2 team. And then number 1, OKC. Despite the loss actually to the San Antonio Spurs in the semis, prior to that, they were red hot. But OKC still the cream of the crop, even with that loss. And that's the kind of loss where they'll go and lick their wounds, and this could galvanize them the rest of the way. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, my number one team in the NBA. All right, guys. I thank you for listening. As always, all things basketball with GD.com is the website. There you'll find my episodes, clips, so forth. YouTube channel, got that going, guys. Podcast platforms, I'm on all of them, guys. Apple. Give great reviews, guys. Give great reviews wherever you see my podcast. All right. Like videos, all the sort of things. Also, social media. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, some Blue Sky, some Facebook. Donate, guys. In the scroll, I always have my ways to give to the show. Also on my page, I have a donate page that has PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, and Spotify Donate. My Cash App is always there, guys. $GD, that sports do. Again, $GD, that sports do. Email the show, guys. All things basketball GD at outlook.com. Again, all things basketball GD at outlook.com. So I thank you for listening as always, guys. We will talk soon. Take care.